Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Cassie at Junkin 101 with Cassie, and today is October 12th, so we are still working in our October daily. As you can see, it's getting quite chunky and we still have over half the month to go. I'm having so much fun working on this project. All the information for this project can be found in the description box down below, including a summary of what the October daily is and where I got my printables for it. It is free printable kit right now over at Lynn's group on Paper Lifers on Facebook. All that is in the description box below, so go ahead and check that out if you are interested, and let's get into our flip through of our days that I always do, and then we will talk about what we're going to be doing today. So here is day number 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11, and here is day 12. So for day 12, and let me get my pen. Day 12 is a tarot card. And I had some help from a friend with this one because I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do for a tarot card, but I have it figured out. So I went through my stash of cards, and it turns out, believe it or not, that I actually have one real tarot card from a kit, or from a set of cards. So I'm going to set this book aside, and I'm going to bring in my items that I've picked out to use for today. And what we're going to do, as you can see, I have a lot of little stuff set in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an altered paper clip with my tarot card. Cards are really hard for me. I'm not sure why they're so difficult for me to do, but they are. I think it's because it's such a small space that I just end up not knowing what to do with it. So as you can see, I am bringing in my sewing machine because once I get this backed with some coffee dyed paper, and that I am going to do a zigzag stitch around it. Anyway, I may have to do the zigzag stitch first. We're going to figure this out along the way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to collage my card with some items here. I have some German book page scraps that I have here. Of course, our number 12, a little rat, a rose, this little piece of ephemera, a whale tail, because we haven't used a tab in quite a while in the journal, so I figured I would use another one of those. Our paper clip. I have some scrap file folder here that we're going to use to reinforce the back to keep our paper clip on. So it's been a while since I've made an altered paper clip. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a pencil. I didn't get a pencil out for the video, so here's one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace around my card for right this moment, because I need to get the exact, or close to the exact shape of my tarot card, because I want to cover the back of my file folder with some coffee dyed paper. So I'm just going to roughly cut this out. Okay. Gonna put this back in my scrap drawer because I can still use that for something. I've got some coffee dyed paper here that I have done that's got like a square pattern on it. And I got this pattern by using this sink mat. And all I did was I put my piece of paper in a little bin on top of a piece of parchment paper. I put it down, I sprayed it, I flipped it over, I laid this on top of it, and then I sprayed it again and then let it set and dry. So that's how I achieved that look. So I am just going to take some art glitter glue and I'm going to throw my things around. I am going to put a good amount of glue on there, glue it down. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut this area out. Again, I'm just roughly cutting. Sorry, I'm probably off frame doing that. Save your coffee paper because you can use that for another project. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside to dry and all that fun stuff while we work on this, because I want to collage the front of this before we sew. So we're going to end up sewing around this piece after we collage it, and then we're going to end up cutting this piece out, sewing around this, and then putting the two together with the paper clip. So let's get some book page laid down. And I don't know how much of the tarot card you're going to be able to see by the time I am done. I'm hoping that we'll be able to see some of it, but if we don't, we don't. Oh well. I'm using the tarot card, so it is the prompt, so we're good, right? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. Again, like all the other videos for this series, I am sticking with the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide in the color Black Soot. You have to be really careful when you're using the Black Soot. It seems to, for some reason, be a lot messier than the other Distress Oxides. And what I mean by messier is it just seems to get everywhere. Like when you're using it, it just seems to like get on your hands easier and stuff. And I don't know why that is. I don't notice that with like the vintage photo and stuff, but oh well. It is what it is. So I'm just inking the stuff up. Ink around our number 12. And this paper clip, even though this is for day 12, it can go anywhere in our journal. We could clip it, you know, on day 6 page or day 31 page or wherever we want it in our book. So it doesn't have to stay in order of number 12 because it is going to be a paper clip. Okay. So there we've got those inked. Now let's just start layering. Okay, gotta tear it down a little bit. So we'll re-ink this edge. Okay. And I'm not really thinking much about placement right now at this point. I know what I want to put on here, and I'm just gonna go with the flow, and whatever happens, happens. Okay. I like that there. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's glue down the rows. We've got our little rat here that we're going to glue down. Okay. And I want my whale tail over here at the side like so. So let's glue that down. Okay, so we'll flip it over, put some glue here, and close this. Part of this is going to be covered, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my creepy cloth here, and I'm going to put it underneath the number 12 on top of the card up in the corner here. Okay. So I'm just going to put that on there, and we'll trim part of it up here a little bit. Maybe. I need to clean my scissors. I've got some sticky stuff on them. So we'll put that there. I am going to use my Fabri-Tac for this, or my Fabri-Fix, just because I want it to stay. And I'm hoping this doesn't interfere too much with my sewing that I want to do. Give that a good press. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, and I'm going to do a zigzag stitch just around the edge of it, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I took this to my sewing machine, and I just did a zigzag stitch all the way around it. I'm going to take a little bit of art glitter glue and go underneath this edge here, just to make sure that's down. And then I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to cut this out. And as long as I stay pretty close on the line or just to the inside of it, it should fit the back of our card no problem. Okay, let's just line this up. Okay, sorry about that. The dog started barking again. But anyway, while I was waiting for them to stop barking, all I did was I lined this up and then I just trimmed a little bit off the side that was showing. So we're going to have this on the one side and then we're going to have that on the other side. And it looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to take this piece to my sewing machine and I'm just going to do a zigzag stitch around the side of this, and then I'm going to ink it in black, and then we'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Apparently there's some neighbors outside or something and another dog and a lot of noise, so my dogs keep barking, so I do apologize. Anyway, we're going to try to finish up this video. We're just about done. So I've gone ahead and I've sewn with a zigzag stitch around the backing piece for my altered paper clip here. And now I'm just inking with the black soot distress oxide. Okay. And then we have this extra little piece here of German book page, and I think I'm just going to put it down here towards the bottom, just as a little added interest, I guess you could say. Just for fun, because we can, why not, right? So we'll glue this on, just right there like so. And now we are ready to put our pieces together. To put our pieces together, I am going to use the Fabrifix, just because I know that it'll hold up. So this piece is going to go right on the back like this, with our paper clip in between. Okay. I like to put the big part of the paper clip on the inside. That way there's more for the glue to grab onto, and then the smaller part on the outside of the paper clip. And you could glue this to where, you know, it's on 3 sides and you have a little tuck spot in here, because the card is big enough for that. But I'm just going to go ahead and glue the whole thing down. So I'm going to take my Fabrifix and I am just very generously going to cover the back of this card. And I'm going to make sure to put it on top of the paper clip, in the middle, around the edges of it, all around it. You want to make sure to go over your stitches. A little extra on the paper clip just to make sure. And now we're going to piece these together. I like to squeeze at the top here where the paper clip is at. And then, of course, going around the whole thing. Just give it a good, nice press. Make sure your stuff stays lined up. If you have like a brayer or something, now would be a good time to roll over it with a brayer. I don't have one. So you could use like your glue bottle to just like press it on there. That's gonna smush your glue around. I have a little bit of white edge showing in a couple of places, so I'm just gonna go in with my Distress ink here. It is like a slick type of card, so it's going to be harder to cover the white, but it doesn't hurt to try. We can also go around the edges on the front side to try and cover up that white border a little bit. Okay, it's looking good. Now that may not dry on there, but give it some time and it might dry and stay. I'm just gonna go around. You really want to pay attention to the area where the paper clip is, just to make sure it stays. Okay. I feel like this needs a word on it. So in the kit, they provide us with a word sheet. Let me see if I can find it. They provide us with this. There's all kinds of different words on here. Let's see. I want something kind of close to the edges so I don't have to cut into a bunch of stuff. I'm kind of liking this do not enter. Let's go ahead and do that. So I am just going to cut it as straight as I can. Okay. Now let's look at it. It's a little crooked, but oops. I could have done a lot worse. So I'm just going to ink around the edges of this. And I think I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to use my art glitter glue to put that down. Okay. Get us a paper towel to mop up our extra glue. And there we go. We now have our tarot card altered paper clip for day 12. I'm just going to go ahead and clip this on. If you leave it towards the edge of your page there, like so, our little tab will stick out there. So there we have it. There's day 12 for our tarot card that we turned into an altered paper clip. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and took something away from it. If you enjoyed it the least little bit at all, I would appreciate you to give me a thumbs up to help get me out there and recognized more. Also, if you enjoy my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But make sure you hit the notification bell as well. That way, every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified right away. That's a good idea this month anyway, because I'm doing a video every single day doing the October daily here, and we still have over half the month to go yet. So until next time, guys, stay healthy, keep it safe out there, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.